Today's story. Very short story, but a very powerful one, which I'd never heard. Just I read it here. This is the Rebbe, as you know, rarely spoke about himself. Here's one occasion when he did. It was Simchas Torah, 1963. When I was a child, there was once a pogrom, and he mentioned who did it. They called the Machna Vetzes. The footnote says these were roaming armed Russia bandits. Yeah. So there was a pogrom happened. So afterwards, the teacher at Malamed, there was a little child here, I don't know how old he would be. Actually, do know. You could look it up. It's all. There's probably the same occasion where they had to hide. They had to hide in cellars, and children were crying. They were roaming the streets, breaking into homes, and the little children were crying. And how they ever pacified the children. This one with a story. This one with giving something. Like this little child was quietening everybody. This could be the same story. Anyway, so the Rebbe continues saying that afterwards our teacher told us that he found a certain Maimah Chazal statement in Torah that alludes to to the event. So I asked my teacher, what do you have from this? The pogrom was a pogrom. He said to me, when a Jew finds a hint in the Torah, it's written, it's prophesied, it's written. Whatever, it's easier on the heart. They didn't accept it. And this is what Rabbi concludes, and he says it's not the story of the Baditchev that he said to the Eibishter he said, Eibishter is not fair. He said, if you'd put Gan Eden Gehenna, this would something we'd all see even with our eyes. And all of the pleasures of the world you put into Svarim, they'll be a lot easier to serve you. But he did the opposite. You put Ruchnis into the little books that we have to struggle over to understand, and all the pleasures that's like Gan Eden Gehenna, that's all in the books, and all the pleasures of the world are right before us. This is, he said, the teacher said, this is a free. It's not a free playing ground. It's not a free choice. So the Rebbe said, and then he said, the teacher was telling, it's a terrible avodah, very difficult avodah. Said even though he says, the Rebbe said there's an explanation of why there has to be dafka helen behester, because this is embodied, the Ratzon Atzmi fit the Kedusha, all fine. The Rebbe includes explanation as an explanation, but the concealment is the concealment. It's a very good thing, the Rebbe's, it's a paradox. On the one hand, the Maimer is, Chassidus explains, the dafka the Maila in Choshech, and dafka the Maila in Helem and Mesiris Nefesh and so on. And yet, it's paradox. The Yid has to protest it. But Ditchev Taina is a Taina. There's a pogrom, it was a pogrom. And don't try and assage it by finding a source. It's written, it's prophesied. The Rebbe says it doesn't make it any easier on the heart. It shouldn't make it easier on the heart. It's a very big paradox. All the zelikus, all the kavanah, adrab, the greater the concealment, the deeper the connection. And at the same time, admasa in the protest, the complete intolerance and not acceptance of suffering, of cheshech, of hell, of Esther, of the Yetzer Hara. Even as we understand how it's part of the kavanah. Accept and don't accept. Kasha v'yid, but that's a yid. It's a rotzu and shuv at the same time. It's also, this is a very deep Erev Rishuyas, really. Very deep Erev Rishuyas. Yichud Elo, Yichud Tato, both at the same time. High perspective, it's all good. Low perspective, it's not. And it's both at the same time. This is the endless kavanah. This is Maiden Teva, in Teva. But here's the extreme of it. The extreme of it, when it comes really deeply and should affect deeply, a yid is a pogrom, a yid suffered. At Mosa, protest. The protest and the acceptance, the love and the awe, all at the same time. All right, friends? Have a wonderful day. Hopefully tomorrow I'll come with some clarity in the subject. And if not, no. So it'll be another something we didn't understand. And we'll go further. As we learned, right? They're saying Chassidus and speaking Chassidus. So the saying is, which one was what?
I think the saying is on the neshama.
The neshama, yeah, the saying is on the neshama, yeah. Amid is the neshama hears. And speaking is Mister, I'm talking to you. It's I should understand. Sometimes we'll be saying Chassidus, sometimes we'll be speaking it. All right, Yidden, have a wonderful day.